Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. Can you hear me okay and see me okay and everything? Hi, Roberta. Hello, friend. Hi, Lee and Brianne and Denise. Hello, hello. So today I am going to be going over the awesome October release from Pink and Main. I'm not going to do my normal mixed media Monday because we had a release day on Friday and I couldn't go through it on Friday because I was out of town. So hopefully you've already seen all the products, but I wanted to just give you a closer look. I have a few cards that I've made. I have cards from the team to show you, just to run through all the fun new goodies so you can see everything that was released on Friday. So that is our plan for today. Hello, Flora. Hello, Polly. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. So thank you for being here today. So I want to give it just another second in case anyone else joins in. So how's everyone doing? Did everybody have a good weekend? Hi, Holly. I was at a craft event this weekend and it was lots and lots of fun. Oh my gosh, my throat is feeling a little weird. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Polly. Yes, I had an amazing weekend. It was really fun getting all crafty. So lots and lots of fun. All right. So welcome also if you're joining us on replay. I appreciate it when you watch on replay. I'm looking behind me and realizing I could have done a little better job over here, getting my things behind me better organized. Oh, well, real life crafting real life going live in my craft room is what I'm trying to say. We're in the old Pueblo. Where are you, Kathleen? Are you in New Mexico in an old Pueblo? Or are you in Arizona? I don't know. Anyway, hi Pam in Kansas. Nice to see you too. All right. So without any further ado, I guess I will go ahead and go to my overhead camera and start showing you this awesome release. Roberta got her craft roulette card in. Good to know. Oh, you're in Tucson. Oh, Kathleen. I love Tucson. I think that's such a cool place. I love that there's a miniature museum there. And I love the, I don't know, is it called Saguaro National Forest? I don't know. I love the saguaros everywhere. They're so beautiful. Anywho. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you here. Hi, everybody. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into the release. Oh, let me find one piece of paper that I meant to have handy. Give me a second so I can tell you guys what everything is called and get things right. Here she is. Okay. All right. So this is our incentive set for the month of October. And it is adorable. As you know, probably if you've been here, we've been doing mugs all year long. And this one is absolutely stinking cute. It's a little turkey. And look at him. He's so cute. I can't wait to color this one. I meant to get it done before today because I really want to color him. I think he's so cute. I love that the little turkey mug has a pilgrim hat to wear as well. So cute. And hey, Brandon, nice to see you here. I love the message, falling leaves and coffee, please. I think that's so perfect. I want to use that on a million cards. And a cup of gratitude for you. So I really, really love the October mug. I think it's so cute. I actually want a mug like that to use all throughout until Thanksgiving. I think it's cute. Anyway, there's also a coordinating die, of course. And so this is the incentive set for this month, but it's also available to just purchase if you're not getting it as the incentive. All righty, ready? And then I unfortunately don't have a card sample for that one. I also wanted to just dive in and show you the pattern paper pack this month. And sorry for the terrible noise. I meant to have this open beforehand. Sorry. But this is used on some of the cards I'm going to show. So I just wanted to show you it up front. This is called Great Outdoors Paper Pack. And it is, of course, 8.5 by 5.5. So full half sheets of paper. And some really cute patterns in here that I think you'll want to use for many different kinds of cards. We have those adorable bumblebees. And this is single-sided paper. I love these flowers. I think they're so cute. Some great woods for setting a scene. And this you'll see on one of the cards I'm going to show. Super, super fun. A great honeycomb. So I love that there was bees and honeycomb that you could use together with some of your bee-themed things you might have. Are we going to do a 5 by 7 for a change? I'm not sure what that means, but could do a 5 by 7 card. That'd be fun. I love this star paper. This goes so well with some of the stamp sets this month. And then there's bear tracks, plaid, another plaid, wood grain, super fun. Hi, Melissa. Another I don't know, would you call that a plaid? I don't know what I would call that. Just a cool design. And then it repeats. There are, let's see how many. 3 of each. Yeah, that's what I thought. 3 of each of those patterns that I just ran through. So very, very cool. I want to do a 5x7 card, actually. I was just thinking about that this weekend. I have one that I'm working on a class, designing a class for an event that I'm teaching at in the spring. And I was actually thinking of doing a 5x7 card for that. So that's a great idea. I don't think I'm actually going to make a card today. I'm just running through this release. I don't know, when we're done, if you guys are like wanting to stick around, maybe I could make a card as well, because I have something I want to make. Gosh, I don't know where to put stuff. I have stuff everywhere in here. All right, I'm going to go to the back of my bin. I'm having issues over here. All right, next, I want to show you some cute new dies, because these dies are used on some of the cards as well. So we have mountain range dies. You kind of see what they make. There's mountains and clouds and a sun. Great scene building cards. And I love that the little mountain snow caps are separate. So you can either just have the mountains without snow, or you can put the snow on top of them. Love it. And I always love a good flat bottom cloud. And then this one is called Little Trees Dies. And there you can see all the different versions of trees you get. So just all kinds of fun, different shapes of trees. And really, I don't know, cartoonish and cute. I love it. Love them. Of course, this one can be a Christmas tree as well. And I love that you can cut 3 trunks at a time on each of these 2 dies. So with just those 2 dies, you get all 6 of your trunks for the 6 different tree types. I mean, that's just a good old not rectangle, triangle that you could use for different things. I could see that being an Easter egg in my future. So there's different things that you can do. That even could be a snowman, you guys. Look at that. I think he could be a snowman. Anyway, lots of different things you could do with these dies besides making your scenes. So that's kind of fun, I think. Easy for smaller helpers. I love that. Yeah, if you had somebody small, and this is just cute for kids in general, I think. All right, so I want to show you some card samples. You have nowhere to be for 7 weeks. Melissa, I don't know if I'll stay live for 7 weeks, but that's funny. Oh, first I want to back up for just 1 second and then re-mention our fundraiser that we have going on right now, because we're getting in the final days of collecting money through this fundraiser. So we did this set, stained glass views card panels, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And the proceeds from this paper, this is paper. It's like the same size as what I just showed. No, it's not. I'm lying. It's card panels. It's 5.5 by 4.25. Sorry. Anyway, you get 8 different card panels, which are A2 sized, and one of each of these beautiful designs. And we're sending the proceeds from this to an organization in North Carolina, in Western North Carolina, who is helping the victims of the disaster of Helene. And so we're doing that through the 25th of this month. What is today? It's today the 20th. So we only have a few more days of selling it as a fundraiser. It will be available beyond the fundraiser. But as far as the proceeds for Western North Carolina, it's through, is that the end of this week? Hello, let me look at a calendar for a minute. I don't even know what day I'm on right now. We're the 21st right now. So it's through Friday is the fundraiser for this beautiful set. So just wanted to go back and mention that again. And now back to our little mountains. Speaking of North Carolina, right? Mountains. This is a card from Jean, which I don't actually know. I've known her for years. I've followed her for years. I don't know if she says her name Jean or Jeannie. So if you know, and if you're here, Jean or Jeannie, let me know how to say your name, because I actually realized when I had to say it out loud that I don't even know how to say it. Anyway, she's super talented and awesome. And this is a card that she made that really just shows all those things from those 2 sets in action, and just the variety you get in that little set. So very, very cute. Love it. Oh, you said snowman too, Roberta? Yeah, it looks like a snowman on that one tree. Love it. Yeah, I love the colors she used on this too. Just showing a bunch of different greens and everything. All right, and then here's something from Savannah where she did the stripes, the paper strips to make stripes. And actually, let me take that off for a second and just show you something that would make a card like this easy. Is we have these adhesive sheets at Pink and Main that are double-sided, high-tack, double-sided adhesive sheets. And you could put this, you could cut it in half to get an A2 panel and then put it just like on a white piece of cardstock or, some scrap A2 cardstock, peel off the top sheet, and then it's sticky and you just put your strips across there. You don't have to worry about glue after you've cut them. And then you can make a card like this one that Savannah made. And so she put the strips down, and I love her color scheme that she used. And then she cut out 4 of the trees that kind of look like the Christmas tree. And so she made it a Christmas card. And then she did, I'm pretty sure, made it a shaker card. So she used a glitter as her shaker, and then, has that in there, probably popped up her panel with the stripes, and it's super cute. So then you get a 2-for-1, right? She die cut out all those striped trees. So then she took that and made a card with cute little striped Christmas trees. So love it. Super cute, super fun. Well done, Savannah. All right, let me go back to your comments. I'm like a one-man show over here, so I have to go back and forth, back and forth. Yes, so I want to try making one of those kind of cards. I see lots of people make strips on their cards like that, and I think it's super cute. Super fun. All right, so the next set we have is the Campy Raccoons, and they're so cute. And there's a matching die set as well. And this was our stamp of the month this month. So he's not new to your eyes. He's been around since the first of the month, but now they're available separately. Joining our kits or our clubs, whatever you want to call them, the stamp of the month, the foil of the month, the Crafty Courtyard, are great deals for getting these products at a much reduced price, but they are available to just purchase on their own as well without having to be a subscriber. And so this one is Campy Raccoons, and it has this adorable little raccoon on a fire, roasting a marshmallow. And look at the fire has a face. A little raccoon holding a heart. He's playing his little ukulele or guitar. And I love the little cloud and moon scene, a little marshmallow with this face on the marshmallow, ready to be roasted. Poor little guy. A little lantern. And then I love these 2 little lightning bugs, I think they are. And then the little stars as well. And the cute little lightning bugs, if you happen to have some kind of mason jar die in your stash, I think they'd be so cute on something like that. So I might need to go find one in my stash and make a card like that. But the messages are: you stole my heart. I love you s'more each day. You make me a happy camper, and love you to the moon and back. So super, super, super cute. That's a Laura Basson signature. I know she does a lot of those paper strip cards, doesn't she? Super cute. Super cute. Okay, so the raccoon samples that I have from the team are so awesome. This one's from Samantha, and you can see she used some of the elements from the Campy Raccoons, but then she used the star paper from the paper pack, which I love. And then she used trees and clouds and mountains from the die set that we were talking about. And then this one's from Brenda, and used kind of the same things. She used some of the trees with hers and combined it with some of the pattern paper, and then great coloring on her little images there. And I always love a rosy cheek on a critter, so I love her little pink cheeks that she put on there. This one is from Savannah, and I love her very different color scheme. I also love her clean and simple card, how you just mask off half your, not even half, but the upper third of your card and put the color down. And then she used that really, I don't know what color green, that's like a sherbet green, and then colored her raccoon in purples, which of course steals my heart, just like that message anytime you use purple. But I just love her colors on this. They're so different and so cute. All right, I think this is another raccoon card, and this one is from Caitlin. She made this one on one of her lives. Caitlin is live every Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8:30 Eastern here on our YouTube channel and Facebook, and she always makes super fun cards, including this one. And she's great at coloring. And you'll see that there's something else there in Caitlin's card that she used, the stars in the background. So let's hop on over to that. She used one of our new embossing folders. And this one's called Stars 6x6 Embossing Folder. And here's a panel of those stars embossed. Super, super fun. You can use that for all kinds of things. You can use it for a starry night. You can use it for 4th of July. You could use it for graduation, for just telling somebody they're a star and they did a great job. You know, all kinds of things that you can use stars for, obviously. So I love this embossing folder. I think it's super fun. All right. And then I want to show you this set, which is called Big Bear. Now, all these things that I've been showing you, a lot of these things, the tree dies, the mountains, the star embossing folder, the pattern paper, they were all in our monthly kit this time, the Crafty Courtyard kit. And so they were all available together. I think there's probably still a few of those kits left. And if you buy the kit, you subscribe to our kits, which is a great deal. Again, you get those products at a big discount compared to buying them separately. But this is available separately as well. And this is the adorable Big Bear and coordinating dies. And so it has this cute little bear lounging on his belly with a bird on his behind. There's the bear with the scarf, a bear eating this honey, and there's a little honey pot on the stump, and a cute little fox. And then the messages in this are, I can't bear to be without you. You're a very special friend. Have a very good birthday. You're one of the sweetest people I know, which would go great with the honey. I'll always stick with you. Another good one for the honey. I love you like a bear loves honey. Another honey. And there was honey and bees in that paper pad, if you remember. So it kind of goes with that. And hope your day is sweet as honey. So super cute. Fun stuff. My dog is up there barking. Sorry if you can hear her. Yeah, I love that the embossing folders are pink. I agree with you, Lee. Again, back to that. We do all the things pink here. Pink dies, pink folders. Lots of fun. All right, so let me go ahead and show you some examples with that cute little bear. Here is one from Brenda. Again, combines so great with the mountains and the sun and the clouds. And she used one of our tag banners, banner dies, I mean, to do that. She put in one of the little lightning bugs or bees from the raccoon set as a bee, you know, to go with the honey and everything, which is cute, super cute. And then there is this one from Jean. I love that she used all the different pattern papers to make her scene. That cloud one is from something else. It's not from the paper pack that we just looked at, I don't believe. But super cute coloring. And she just kind of used all the images all in one card, and I love it. Let's see here. This one is from Savannah again. And I love that she, if you can see in the background there, she used one of the trees from the tree die set, die cut it, and then used it as a stencil rather than as a die cut. And that's how she made those soft trees in her background, because she created stencils with her dies. So that is a very clever way to get more use out of your dies than to just use them as die cuts themselves. You can kind of create your own stencils, which is a lot of fun. Here is one from Caitlin that she did on a live. One thing that she used in the background of this, an existing product I wanted to pull up and show you. So let me go back to my overhead, is this cloud stencil. It's called Cloudy Day, not stencil. Gosh, I can't talk. Cloud embossing folder, and it's called Cloudy Day. And I think she used it maybe on vellum. I need to go back and watch her live again. I was watching it. I don't remember what she did, but I love the coloring she did on her trees. And I love that cloudy sky with the embossing folder in the background. Super cute. We have a lot of great embossing folders that if you've never checked them out, you might want to. All right. And this one's from Samantha. And she did a couple cute things on this. She used the scene pattern paper that I mentioned with the trees. And then she used some of the trees from the die set to create little tops of her trees on her scene that she built. And I think that's a really cute touch as well. So, you know, those are in the set, you'd think they're just trees to be on trunks and be upright, but she used them as the tops of her trees on this adorable card. And she used the green patterned pattern paper that I wasn't sure if you'd call plaid or not as grass on her scene. So super cute. Super cute stuff. All righty. Let me look back at the comments. Yeah, we'll get to the foilables, Roberta. They are awesome this month. I agree. Clouds are embossed on vellum. Yes, that's what I thought. That's what it looked like. Thank you, Karen. All right, so moving along, this is still animals, but we're not really in the forest anymore. Now our little bunny is gone from the forest into her craft room, and she is creating up a storm here in this adorable new set called Crafty Happy Time. I think it's so cute. I'm a sucker for anything craft themed. When my crafts are craft themed, it makes me happy. So here she's painting. Here she's cutting up some stuff and putting it in a little, making her card. Here she's holding up, that could either be stickers or stamp sets or whatever you want it to be. A little paint palette, some ink and some glue, paintbrush with some little splatters. And then here she's laying down, writing something in her journal or doing whatever it is she's doing, looking at her book. And, you know, when I craft, I'm always wearing a little onesie leotard like this bunny, right? Okay, maybe not, but it's cute. You are my favorite muse. I made this just for you, and crafty time is my happy time. Now, one thing I'm going to do with this, I made this just for you stamp, is I'm going to put that on the backs of my cards because that's cute. That could be great on the back of a card. I would stamp it and then sign my name right underneath it. And that's a great thing to have for the backs of your cards. So that will be used beyond just making cute little crafty themed cards for my crafty friends. Yay, Melissa. Melissa's going to send cards made with this cute set to her crafty friends. I love it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and look at some cards made with this one. Let's see here. Nope. Oops. Just did something weird. All right. Here's one from Samantha, and just has a bunch of things from the scene. Looks like she pulled in a crayon from another set because we've had other crafty sets in the past, but that looks cute too in there with all the other things. So we do have some that you kind of mix and match of all the different crafty items. And one thing I wanted to show, go back to my overhead, for that card that Samantha used, you saw she had her 4 little windows. So she pulled up, she pulled out this great set from a couple months ago called Card Cut Essentials Dies Set 1. And she used this portion of it to create her little scene on her card. And then you'll notice there's a hello in this set with a little shadow to it. This one will be used on several cards if I haven't already showed them and didn't even realize that I was showing them. Where did that card go? Here it is. So you can see that little square, 4 square bit on her card. That really makes it fun to make a cute little scene on your card. All right. And then this one is from Brenda, and she used the hello that I just mentioned. She used some of our other pattern paper. She used stitched rectangles. She used some scallop rectangles, and then just made all those cute little elements from her set. And that's really cute. It says, hello, I made this just for you. So cute. And here is one from Caitlin. And again, she made this on one of her lives. And I like how she did the colorful stamping of her crafty goodies on that panel, and then made her little bunny with her stickers looking over the edge. So cute. So cute. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, the career land floor. Lori's having trouble at work. Well, thank you for trying to watch at work. But sorry for bad Wi-Fi. Yeah, the cutout hello is great. And again, that was from this set. I had it upside down earlier, but you can see that. I mean, that's just such a great universal die to have in your stash. And there's so many things in this. There's the little banners, stars with stitching, all these other little shapes with stitching. And this one is the Card Cut Essentials Dies Set 1. And there was also a set 2, if you guys didn't grab these when they came out, which has all kinds of great elements for your cards as well. And so between these 2 sets, you get 3 different hearts, which is fun. 2 sizes of the hexagon, 2 sizes of stars, and then all these little banners and stuff. And one thing that, Brienne had a Pink and Main package delivered. How cool is that? One thing, when these were first available, they were available as a bundle together, and you would get some, you could get a PDF with it that is tons and tons of ideas for using these. And that PDF is now available as a file you can purchase on the website along with these. So if you search up Card Cut Essentials, Dies 1, Dies 2, and then the PDF will all come up. And if you wanted to grab those, that's how you find them. But I love them. They're so handy. So handy. Okay. So we got our bunnies in. I love the crafty bunnies. Now let's take a look at Leafy Set 3 dies. As you may guess, there has been other Leafy sets, but we're on set 3 now. And I love that there's 3 different sizes of leaves in this. I should have die cut this one. I didn't think about that, but 3 different sizes of, they make an outline leaf, which is really pretty, and then the shadows that go with it. So let me see. Michelle, it was nice to meet you this weekend as well. Hello. So here is, one of the outlines as an example. And so these 3 all kind of cut like that in different sizes of leaves. And then you have your shadows as well. And so like, this is how you could use it together, or you can use them each separately. And then there's between the 6 different dies and different things you can do with it. Okay. A little box of tricks there, things I created and cut out. Okay. The next thing, let me show you some samples with that from Savannah. I think made some great card samples. Here is, this is Jean or Jeannie. I love this. So she made a striped background as well with the strips, thicker ones, but I love how that looks. And then she took her leaves and did them with blue and white. So the blue was the shadow, white is the fine detail one. And then she used that same hello that we were just talking about in the Card Cut Essentials. So really, really cute. I love how colorful and fun this is. And then with a bit of gold glitter paper behind her hello makes it really, really pop, really fun. And then this one's from Savannah. And I love that she took the new leaf, and then she took the holly branch, and then the winter branch from the previous release last month, and put them all together in a cute little, you could say snow globe, which is what the die is, or terrarium, or whatever you want to call it. But here is what she used for that. This is the empty snow globe dies. And so she used just this part of it, made this part wood grain with the wood grain pattern paper, and then put that in. If you get this set, it says snow sweet of you is what that message die says in there. And it does have stamps as well, which, so there are stamps and then dies. These are not new. These are from a previous release, but empty snow globe dies and stamps. I love that this has a shake me. So if you wanted to make a little shaker card, you could put the shake me on there. I mean, people probably figure out to shake it, but it would make it even more clear, right? So very cute. And it has like this little stamp here that I think is to look like it has a, reflection or, whatever, to make it look like glass. I think that's really handy too. Anyway, since Savannah used that, I had to pull it out and show you guys because it's pretty cool. You have that snow globe, Melissa. What have you made with it? I'd love to see. Yes, always love a rainbow. I agree, Lee. All right, the next thing to show you is the Go Wild stamps and dies. Hey, Mindy. I used these on some lives last week. I absolutely love this set. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Has all these different animals, both wild from Africa type animals like the elephant and the zebra, and then things from our forests, the bear, the fox, the squirrel, owl, moose, and deer. And I just love how they have all this ornate detailing on them. They look kind of like folk art. And it has hello, friend, thinking of you, thank you, it's your day, go wild. And then it has coordinating dies as well, including dies for the sentiments, which is nice. And then we talked about this last week if you watched my lives, but I die cut some with the gold embossing powder. By the way, new this month is this gold embossing powder. And I really love it. It's pretty. We've had gold sparkly, but now we have plain gold. It's called Gold Rush embossing powder. Let's see. Die cut some in other embossing powders. Ooh, I knocked something over. Here's some with gold on black, just different ways you can do it. And then I did a live where I colored one of them after stamping it with white pigment on craft, kind of like this. And then I colored it with my pencils. And so that's what this one is. And I did make that into a final card, which is here. So this came from a couple different lives. We did the live with the glossy gel. If you remember, I put it through the stained glass stencil, which is not new. It's been around, but it's gorgeous. I let that glossy gel dry completely. Like I let it go a couple days actually. And then I put it through the Mink with I think that's shattered pink foil. And look at how pretty. And then I put my little elephant that we colored on the live on this card. Stamped the Hello Friend from the set in the gold embossing powder, die cut it. I did it pink on pink. And then these are some of the greenery, the leaves from the new die set. So that is what I did with that one. Now, another one that you saw on the live already, this is one where I used the glossy gel with glitter. I sprinkled glitter on top of it while it was still wet, and then had my gold elephant, gold heat embossed elephant. Some of the greenery. I cut these glittery ones out of the. What am I trying to say? I did another panel where it was the glitter mixed into the glossy gel, and then I spread out what was left over on a piece of cardstock, let it dry completely, and then I could die cut that to make kind of like homemade glitter paper. And then I put it with vellum cutouts as well. This is from a message foilable set that we'll pull out in just a second here, but I wanted to show you that. All right. And so if you're curious about that, there were lives that I did. If you go to our YouTube channel and go to the lives section, you can find those lives. One of these days, I'm going to get it done where I'm going to put some pictures on our lives so you can tell what was made on the lives. So that's on my list to do that hopefully this week. So just an FYI. So let me show you another card that's a little more clean and simple and beautiful. These are from Samantha, and she took, I love how she did some masking and just did a ink blended kind of ombre kind of color scheme on her cards, and then stamped the little critters in that. I don't know for sure how she did that, honestly. I don't know if she went with white afterwards with the gel pen or if she, I don't know. I'm not sure how she did it, but it's beautiful. She might have stamped it. You know what she might have done? I should have looked this up before I went on live. Sorry, Samantha, if you see this and I'm butchering what you did on your card. But one way you could do this is stamp it in black and then go over it with clear embossing powder. And then you could do the inking and it would just wipe right off of that if you put the clear embossing powder over it. So I'm not sure if that's how she did it, but that's one way you could do that technique. So really pretty. Right? Okay. Let's see. Anything else that I need to comment on here? I love the elephant too. I love elephants. And so I kind of was partial and used that one twice, even though there's so many cute animals in that set. Okay. All right. Hopefully if you ask something I missed it, just let me know. But that is that. I'm going to leave him out for a minute because let's move on to our foilable and foiling products now. And we do have a foilable version of the same animal set, which I haven't foiled to have an example. I really should have. I don't know why I didn't, but there they are. So you can put this through your Mink and get foiled animals that are going to be gorgeous. And then they actually line up with these same dies. So you can take these dies and cut out your foiled images if you wanted to pick up everything. So for example, here's the bear. And so he fits like right on there, just like the stamp set. Okay. So I love that Michelle made it so it all coordinates together. And so if you love doing foiling, which I do now that I have discovered it working here, I am crazy about it. And so I think that's fun. So fun. So this one is called, again, it's called Go Wild Foilable Sheets. There are 8 pre-printed toner sheets in this that are 8.5 by 5.5 inches each. So they're all the same, just 8 of the same paper in here. So, and then there's also the messages, which by the way, remember have dies as well. So you can foil those messages and then cut them out with your dies if you have the die set. All right. Another foilable that's 8.5 by 5.5 this month are the animal prints foilables. And so lots of fun animals in here, which, you know, you can do in any color of foil. So you could have pink, right, Lee? You could have a pink zebra. You could have a purple, whatever color you want. You have that could be cow, or it could be wild animal. Just really fun, super fun panels in here. Zebra. I don't know my wild animals very well. Is that one cheetah? I don't know, but they're cool. That looks like giraffe, I think, maybe. So love it. So you can make them any color you want. You can make them true to life. You could use them just as is, right? Because zebra could be just black and white. You could do it without even foiling it. You could use the black foil on that to make it shiny. You could do any color. So make some colorful animals or however you want to do it and have that as a really cool background. Alligator. One looks like alligator, according to, to Dawn. Thank you for that. All right. Next, we have birch trees, foilable panels. There's both the positive and negative. So wherever is black is what is going to have the foil stick to it. So it's either foil in the background or foil right on the trees. And I used one of the new foils this month on this panel. And I love how it looks. I think it looks like tree bark with this. And what that is this new, we have two new foils this month. This one is called Vintage Black. And that's what I used on these trees. And then we also have a fun animal one that's called Wild Thing Tan. And so I love how that looks. You could use that on a design, or you could take one of our toner sheets and get a whole solid panel of that to use on the background. So very cool. Yeah, this is called Birch Trees Foilable Panels. That's funny. When I was doing the live and I did this on it, I said it looked like birch trees. And then somebody mentioned a different tree. And then I was like, oh, maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I forgot that the actual name of it is birch trees. So anyway, isn't that pretty? Love it. Again, here are the new foils. I have my little squares on the bottom. So when they're sitting on my shelf, I can tell what they are. I did a whole live on swatching my foils and putting them on the ends and then making my foil swatch booklet, which I still need to get on a ring, but there's that one, for example. And this is something that Pink and Main also has, that you can get a 10-pack of these foiling swatch cards to use as you wish. Let's see, vintage. Here's the vintage black. And we did have a vintage red at some point in the past that's a similar look as that, but with reds instead. So there's over 75 foils. So there's a lot of different options in foil, and we just keep coming out with new ones each month. So we do have a foil of the month club subscription. So if you wanted to build your foil repertoire, or whatever you want to call it, and this is the foil that you use with toner panels, not the kind that you could use with a glimmer. It does not work in a glimmer. All right, this set, you guys heard me gush about it if you're on my live. I think that was last week on Wednesday when I had to be packing for my trip. But it's called Mountain Views, and there are 8 pre-printed sheets, so 2 of each of these 4 designs, which we have the bear paw with the mountains and moons and stars, this beautiful deer, the circle scene, and then this bear who I love so much. And on my live, I did foil him in 2 different colors of foil. So I cut out the blue and the green. This was sparkle blue, I think, and then tinsel green. And I just cut strips and put them next to each other on here. So you can see there's a little overlap where the blue goes into the green, but it doesn't matter. It's still very cool. And to finish this panel off is a very simple card, but that's a wonderful thing about these foilable panels is that you can make a quick and easy, simple card. But just to give it a little finished look, I put it through my stitched rectangle die to give it a little border there. And then I just popped it onto a piece of blue cardstock. This is, again, something from our Wild About You Sentiments foilable panels. And it has the black and the white version. So this would either be foil in the background with white letters, or it'd be white in the background with foiled letters. And it has all these fun little messages in there that are on theme for our release. It says, it's your day, go wild. Hello there, wild about you. You're roarsome. Wild about you again. Hope you have tons of fun. Hello. Thanks a ton. Happy birthday. I can barely wait to hug you. Hello to a dear friend. Congratulations. I will always be there for you. missing you. I don't know if I've said all of them yet, but all these different messages. And you can foil them for sure, but I just went ahead and used it black and white. So I cut up one panel of those just as black and white and used them on my card. So you don't have to foil our foilables because you can sometimes like the look of them just in black and white. So that's what I did on this one as well. It's just the black and white messages. I did foil one in purple, which is somewhere here on my messy desk, but I was going to put the purple one on my bear card and I totally forgot and just put a black and white one, but I think I like them both, so it's all good. All right. Yeah, double foiled would be cool too. Oh, you're talking about what I did with the stripes. Okay, Dawn, Brienne set you up because that's what she does. She's awesome like that. I think that's everything. Have I gone through everything in this release? I think I have. So what do you guys think? What is your favorite? I love it all, personally. Oh, let me see. Did I have another? I have one more. I'm losing my mind. This is the other card I wanted to show you. Another one that Caitlin did for a live, I think, or maybe she just did it for the hop. Now I'm forgetting, but she took that little mountain scene and then foiled it in blue. Choose this one, which is Pebbles blue, because you can see that little bit of texture in her card. Oops, I'm showing you something overhead that you guys can't see. But this is what she used. You can see that little bit of pattern in her card. And so it's there in the background. And then she made it into a little circular shaker card. She colored her moon because you can do that on these panels. You can color on them or do ink blending or whatever you'd like. And then I think she just took the It's Your Day, Go Wild and also colored that rather than foiling it. So very cute, very awesome. All right. Melissa loves the crafters and the bears. Karen loves it all, especially the foil. So, all right. So that is it, guys. Lots of fun stuff, right? Yeah, reminds Dawn of Alaska. Yeah, the bear definitely. Can I do something with the Crafty friends in a future live? Yes, I can. I have an idea of what I want to do with them already. So I think on Wednesday, I'm not going to be able to go live because I have to do a live for another thing. Bella Crafts, if you guys follow that. I'm going to be live over there at 3:30 p.m. On Wednesday. But then I'll be back on Friday for another live. Okay, so 5x7 and Crafty. You want me to do a 5x7 card today, Dawn? Is that what you're saying? Because I think I could do a good Crafty Friends card on 5x7. If I did the Crafty things, that takes some coloring. So, Dawn, you're asking where am I? I am in the Atlanta area in Georgia. Pink and Main's located down in Florida, and I am north of them. So 5x7. So I haven't actually made a 5x7 card. So I think you would start out with a 10x7 piece of cardstock, right? So let me get that. Hold on a second here. Let me go back to overhead as you watch me look around for stuff. All right, let me grab a piece of cardstock. Sorry, I had to get something from the other side of my room. So I need to pull out my little arm of this. Denise, no, I don't work for MFT anymore, so I'm not going live for them. 10 by 7. And then so then I'm going to take my little, my little scoreboard thing, and I'm going to score this at 5 but I don't think my scoreboard is quite long enough. I need one of those bigger scoreboards. If I turn it around, it might not fit right on the right place. I'm not going to try it because I was going to just go on the other side and do it. But if you don't cut it exactly, then you might end up with something that's not perfectly, you know what I mean? If it's not cut the right way, it's not going to be on the right line. So 10 by 7 makes a 5 by 7 card when you fold it. And that's kind of like a standard greeting card size. Yeah, flip it, I don't think would have worked because you have to be right on the 10 for it to flip and be lined up perfectly. And I don't think my cutting is good enough for that, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyway. So what I was thinking of making today, if you guys wanted to stick around, is I wanted to use these little dies and do some watercoloring on them to do a different look for these than what we've been seeing with the cardstock, because I love to watercolor. And so yeah, I don't, you guys don't need to send me thank you stuff. This is the Pink and Main channel and I'm doing it like as my job. So I do appreciate that, but there's no need to do that for me. If I were on my own channel, that would be great, but we're not going to do it here. It could still be Mixed Media Monday. You're right. Well, let me get some stuff out of the way. All right, because I need to make room for this. Now, you guys, this is like, I like to like plan out a little bit when I'm doing a card, usually, not always, but usually, and I haven't planned it at all. So I'm going kind of winging it here. So we'll see if it's any good. It might be garbage. And then we'll be like, why did she do that? I have this other board on here and I have cat hair because of course, I think I want to put, okay, behind the scenes magic. Voila! There's my glass mat. We're going to work on that instead. Okay, so with all these cute little dies, I'm going to get out some watercolor paper, cardstock. Where is it? Where is it? My watercolor cardstock is not in the watercolor cardstock department, so I don't know where it's at right now. When's the last time I used it, you guys? Where did I put it? All right, I'm just going to use a different brand. That's fine. But I have these gigantic sheets, so I'm going to have to cut it down. All right, all right. We'll cut this into A2 panels. Yeah, well, I don't know what I did with it a few weeks ago. Roberta, what did I do with it? I don't know. Oh, well. Okay, we're going to set our little card base aside. I'm going to get some of these on here. You know, another thing, speaking of Mixed Media Monday, that I was thinking with that star embossing folder is I would love to take some wax, like maybe a hero wax, and kind of rub my finger across the stars. So maybe if I can find my gold hero wax, I might have to try that as well. Couldn't you see it, Brianne? Couldn't you? Maybe I'll have to do it on a blue panel. All right, here's all the things. I didn't even need that piece. Now, let me get them on here so they're not going to go on top of each other when I die cut. Some of them are sticking to my fingers and jumping all over the place. Okay. My die cut machine is off to the side, so I'm going to take it over here to die cut. Yeah, I don't own foundry wax, but that would definitely be fun as well. I should do something about that, shouldn't I? I should probably get me some of that. So, trying to do this without tape, and it's failing miserably. So I'm sorry. Give me a moment. Taping down all the bits. This tree that I can't stop seeing a snowman now is just kind of making me laugh. Okay, that should be better. Sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing. I know my desktop is just thrilling to be looking at when it's pretty much empty. Yeah, Roberta, you're probably right about it being in a cubby behind me, waiting to be put away. You're probably hitting that one right on the nose. I'm not stressed. Don't worry, guys. I didn't understand what you're saying, Brian. Why wasn't that brought up, she? Oh, why didn't we talk about it when you were buying all the distressed things? Yes, I was doing that. Don't give away my secrets, Brienne. I got an Empress, you guys, but I haven't used it yet. It's still in the box. I got it on a Prime Day deal, actually. Still using my Crank Platinum 6, which I also love. I love all the die cutting machines, mostly. Well, not all, I guess. I also have a Gina K Intracut that I could be using. So I don't know why I feel like I need so many die cutting machines. I think, have we talked about this on a live before? Maybe we have. I do have people come over to help me die cut sometimes when I'm prepping for a show or something. And so, you know, that's part of why I have so many, but also I'm crazy. That's the other reason. All right. So this is all from a little sheet of watercolor cardstock. Let me just go ahead. I'm going to just shove these dies to the side. I'm going to put them away later because you don't need to see me be putting those all back on their little panel. You guys, how can we not just see snowman from now on this? I'm going to have to make a snowman card because that's just too cute. All right. So we have trees, 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 a million little stems. Cloud, cloud. Sun, snow caps. All right. And sorry for, oh, you're seeing a whole lot of reflection there. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Maybe I could put some cardstock down so that you can see better. I don't know if that's even bothering you guys like it is me, but I don't love it. Oh gosh. Okay. The other thing I don't have is water, but that's okay. I'm going to use, if I can find them, my Tim Holtz Distress Watercolors because I love them. If you wanted to see the sparkling watercolors, I did a live with those, but I don't really want my trees to be sparkly, so I'm not going to use those this time. But alas, where are my... Okay. I had confused myself by putting them behind my Dina Wakley stuff. And I have them all in rainbow order. Snowman is cute. Yeah. So I don't know. Are you guys familiar with these watercolor pencils? Scoot, scoot, scoot. I'm going to be needing some browns for sure. Don't know if I'll need reds. I'll need a yellow. Yes, I'm talking Tim's pencils, Distress watercolor pencils. Did I say crayons? If I did, I'm sorry. I meant pencils. Greens, blues, purples. Yes, for sure. Brienne goes through a lot. She goes through a lot of plates for sure as well. Okay. Sorry for all the rustling around. I'm trying to get myself organized a little here. You know, we have to have things in rainbow order because how can we create when they're not in rainbow order, right? Isn't that how it works? I'm trying to kind of stack I keep moving my die cuts. It's too funny. Okay, here's all my pencils. Yay, got them done. Got them ready. I'm going to get a piece of paper towel. And I'm going to use my, oops. Once again, she moves her die cuts. I'm going to use my little brushes that I don't have filled with water, but I think that'll be okay. I'm just going to use it as a brush. So Pink and Main has this awesome set of easy flow brushes that you can fill. This would have been really smart for me to take with me this past weekend because my sister-in-law and I did a little watercoloring in the hotel room after we were done having fun at the event. And I could have used these brushes, but I didn't think to pack them. Then I need a little cup to put some water in, which I will just use one of these because why not? And I have water here in my my mister that I'm going to just pour into my little newly formed water dish. All right. So with all that, I'm just going to use this as a paintbrush rather than as a water brush because I don't have any water in it. And I am going to start by making my mountain purple, I think. And I'm not going to color like with these as a pencil. I'm just going to use them as a palette. That's why I have them stacked up like this. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but okay. I may change my mind and actually go with some pencil, but I don't think so. I think I'm just going to color this. And I'll show you how I like to go back. I put some initial color down. All right. You can go and pull some more out from taking your, here, let me do it again. I did it without really saying what I was doing. Put some color down, okay? I have purple in my brush. Clean my brush real quick. And then I go in with water and pull that color down. That's how I like to kind of keep things, you know, dark on one side, lighter on another. I'm not even sure where I'll go with this because, like I said, I'm just doing it for the first time here live on camera. But this is how I love to paint a die cut. I've done it on many a die cut because I think it's super fun to take your color, whatever color it is. You can color them with Copics or Olos, or you can just use your watercolors like I am here. But I just think it's a really fun way to add color to your die cuts if you don't always want to have the look of cardstock, which there's nothing wrong with the look of cardstock, but sometimes it's fun to change it up a little, right? So this is only my first start of this. I'm going to keep adding to it, but you know, I got a little bit of color on there to begin with. I'm going to set that aside for just a second, and I'm going to go to one of my trees and get them started. So I'm going to use some of my pine trees here. Now what I'm going to do for a 5x7 card, I'm not 100% sure. So I'll have to keep thinking of that while I'm coloring. I think I want kind of the olivey greens on my trees. We'll see here. Get quiet for a second. When I was out in Iowa, we went to a really great independent store called Memory Bound. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it or if you're in that part of the world at all, but it's mostly, I mean, they have a lot more scrapbook stuff than anything, but they had tons of stamping stuff as well, and lots of fun lines of different, different companies, things that go together like scrapbook paper and stamps and all the things. But anyway, I bought a couple little classic Pooh themed sets while I was there because I love Winnie the Pooh. And so what I was coloring in my hotel yesterday, or no, it was yesterday. We had a bunch of time before we had to fly out yesterday, so we were just like doing some coloring, and I was coloring Pooh and Eeyore. So really fun. I'm just going now with like varying colors of purple on my mountains just to try to give it some kind of, I guess, dimension or whatever, just because it'll have all these different colors in it. And I'm just kind of dotting them in here and there. Now I should have started this with saying I am no expert on this stuff. I'm just doing what I love to do and think it's fun. And so if you're looking for some like watercolor master technique, there's people far more talented at it than me. But this is how I like to do it, and I think it's fun. So there's my disclaimer. And I know I shouldn't say things about myself like that, blah, 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 but whatever. Here's where we're going so far with our purple. Going to come back to it and see how we're liking it. Sometimes I'll get my heat tool out and kind of dry it in between instead of just letting it sit there. But I think it's also fun to just kind of move around to different things that you're coloring. And if I had like sometimes you have a die cut that has like different parts to it. Like it's more, this is kind of like just one thing. Sometimes it has like flowers and this and that all over the die cut. I would move around in different parts of my die cut to let the part that I was just on dry a little so that I don't have the colors run together. Although sometimes you want the colors to run together. That's a whole nother look that you might want. So lots of things you can do. I'm going to add a little blue to my mountain, I think. That was a grayish blue. That was faded jeans. I want something a little brighter than faded jeans. I'm not an expert on these colors either. There's a blue. So I'm really going for a very watercolored look for this. And I think since we're working towards making a 5x7 card, where did I put my base? Here it is. Well, I mean, that does kind of fit on there. I could make it clean and simple, but I'm thinking I want to die cut out a few more of these mountains so I can really make a range of mountains in there. This is fun, you guys. I love watercoloring. This is making me happy. All right, let me find another piece of that watercolor paper. Where did I just put it? Here's a piece. I'm going to cut out a couple more mountains, and I'm going to want more of the same trees. So I'm going to cut out some more of those as well. So I think I mostly want just pines, pine trees today. Classic looking pine trees. So I'm going to cut out some more of these as well. So 1 second while I'm over at my die cutting machine. need a die cut cam so you guys can see what I'm doing. Like Kathy CZ has. Okay, tree. I'm not the tree. There's my other tree. Get these out of the way. Okay, let's do some more purples and some more greens, and then we will be getting some stuff together here to make our fun little scene. I think I ended up with like some glitter on the edges of this die cut because I was cutting glittery things, and I kind of got glitter all over my plates. Okay. I love Purple Mountains too, Holly. Any excuse to use purple makes me happy. I'm just going in again with all the different shades of purple to give it some, I don't know, interest, some variation. Do you guys like to use watercolors, or do you avoid them and think that they're scary? I love them. You can see I'm using I keep adding a lot of water here. And so that's why I definitely wanted to use watercolor paper, because if I was adding all this water and using regular cardstock, I would get some pilling or some, not great texture to my paper if I did that. I don't avoid glitter, Dawn. I think it's wonderful. I love it. Maybe I'll add some glitter to my mountains at the end. I think that's what Lee was saying. And I like it when I get the water, like, I don't know what you call that, but where I just had the word in my head and it's gone again. But when your water does things like that, what is the word? Blooming, I think is what I was trying to say. Going into different greens, give my trees like a little of this and a little of that. And again, I'm using this water brush, just dipping it in water, but I could have definitely had it in the brush itself. I just, didn't necessarily plan on doing this today, so I didn't have it ready to go. But I'm glad I am, because this is fun. For me, anyway. Fun for you guys? I have no idea. And I'll hold these up again at some point soon so you can see where we're at with this. Trying to get some different shades of green so that I can have kind of variation across whatever I end up doing with these. I watch Amy Art, but I'm not sure if I know how she has her pencils in a tray. Yeah, when it moves on the paper. I've never done oil painting either, Holly. I think I would love to try that someday, but I've never tried it. So let's see. Okay. If you didn't have these watercolors, you could, of course, use pretty much any kind of watercolors for what I'm doing here. You could smush down ink pads that are water reactive and paint with those. Lots of different ways that you can get similar looks. I just love I love the colors, in Tim's beautiful distress line. There's so many gorgeous colors to use. All right, I'm going to do a little yellow sunshine, and we'll do some. I want to put like a little bit of something on the clouds, and I need to do 6 um, tree trunks. One thing you can do if you have like a palette of watercolors is like spray it with a little spray bottle to get them going. And I've never done that with my pencils. I'm not sure if that's a thing with pencils or not, but I've never tried that. Oh, you need to bust out your sets, Leslie. They're so fun. Also, my friend Jen Shirkus does all kinds of great things with these pencils. So if you wanted more inspiration, definitely check her out. She does masterful things with them. I'm kind of a hack, but I'm having fun. So let's see. I might have to cut a few more of these cute little clouds as well. That seems like it'd be a sparse little sky with just 2 little clouds. I don't know. And then my little stems I need to get. Let me just scoot everything back a little so I can be up in the thing a little better. And of course, Tim himself would be a good thing to check out, as I'm sure you have. Brown, brown, brown. Let's see. Oh, and my little snow caps too. I forgot to cut out more of those. Do we want our mountains to be snow-capped? I think we do because they're just so awfully cute, aren't they? Yeah, no learning curve. I mean, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of putting paint down, but there's different things you could do. Like if you wanted to do more of a, let's see, that this is going to be the wrong color, but I don't feel like moving those to get my green. But you can also put some color down like this, right? And then take your water and pull that out. So you can see how pretty that is. Like if you wanted to color like that with your watercolors. Sometimes I don't love the line that you end up with if you color first, so I'll do it the way I'm doing it with just the brush and touching the pencils. You can also take the crayons, or I keep saying crayons, but the pencils, and dip them right in water and then rub them on a stamp and stamp down with it. That's a good thing to do with a Misty, so you could do it a couple times if you wanted to. But that's another way that you can transfer the color with these pencils. So really fun. Really fun. I'm going to take a blue and do kind of just the bottoms of my clouds. To give them a little something. I'm going to go into one of the browns, probably a couple of browns actually. That was a very light one. So is that, I think I have too much water, but there, that's a good brown. For this. Hello, little trunk who's flipped over on me. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I was just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything I needed to comment on. Trying to give a couple colors of wood to give these some interest. Again, I'm just dotting things on here and there. I want everything to look a little different. I don't want anything to be kind of one note. I want it to have a lot of variation. Some of these trees even have a little bit of white on the sides, or off-white as the case may be with this paper, but I don't mind that. I don't care if it is like that. I think it's kind of fun. It gives it even more of a watercolory look to me. See where we're at with all of this. They're kind of drying as they go. I don't know if I'm going to hit it with my heat tool or not. Like this one's already pretty much dry. So I'm off camera. You can't see what I'm doing there, but I was just kind of seeing how they look kind of stacked up on top of each other. I want to cut out a few more things. Let's see. I want to get some more clouds, I think. And I think I can make some fit on here. Then I am almost ready to put it together. I think I'm going to skip the snow caps. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, they are awfully cute. What do you think? Should we do snow caps or should we leave it off? Skip. Karen says skip. She's the first one to reply. I'm going with it. All right. Oh, I could use some sparkle. That's true. That is true. I could even layer some of these clouds over the mountains because they're so tall up in the sky, right? One of those. I don't know how many clouds I'm going to want, but I cut a few. I'm off camera, sorry, but you can see I'm trying to get, like every little space of this cardstock I will try to use if I can. When I say cardstock, I mean watercolor paper. Now I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if what is 5x7 called? Is that A7? I'm not sure if we have any A7 dies at Pink and Main or not. Let's see. Yeah, I'm making I'm making a summery scene, even though it's going on winter. So I will leave those snow caps off. I'm just going to do a quick little search over on another window. Sorry, guys. A7. We have layered rectangles that are A7. They're not stitched, but they're rectangles. I wonder if I have those. I'm going to have to look. Yeah, I can't wait to see either, Michelle, because I have no idea how it's all going to come together. But so, we'll all find out together, won't we? Let me use some different blues at the bottoms of my clouds. I don't know if they'll even be able to tell the difference, but what I'm picturing is probably kind of a somewhat clean and simple card with just all this fun watercolored stuff and then a message is what I'm thinking will be the end look for this, whatever it is I'm creating here. Do we like the sun how it is? Oh, you can't even really see. I have a little bit of orange in there. I don't know if he needs to be more yellow. Oops. Trippy. Nah, I like him soft. Okay. Move some stuff out of the way a little bit. So we have our A7 5x7 base here. Move those back. Hi, Jean Ann. Hello, hello. Yeah, I know some have it even in summer as far as snow caps, but I'm skipping the snow caps. Decision made. I'm gonna just look real quick. I'm curious if I have. Oh, this must be it. Layered rectangles A7 dies. Look at those. So that biggest die in there cuts a 5x7, and then I have all the little rectangles to cut layers. They're not stitched, they're just rectangles, but that is fun. I might have to use some of those to make another panel on here. I'm thinking of maybe adding a little colored cardstock as one of the layers. Like maybe blue. I'm not going to do like a fancy design on this, I don't think. I think I'm just going to kind of do some. Let me think for a second here. I kind of want the seam to just be on white because I kind of like how it looks. I might have done more mountains than I needed, by the way. And then we'll have all of our trees along the bottom. Cloud up in the sky. I mean, sun. Clouds, clouds. Maybe a cloud over the mountains. Stems. So this is on my card base panel, but I'm thinking something like this. Isn't that kind of cute? There's a lot of dies in that rectangle set. Let's see if it says. Nope, I have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 dies in that, you guys. And this is a great one for a message strip too, right? A lot of those would be good for messages. But I think, I wonder if a stitched rectangle that's not part of that whole 5x7 situation would still look cute on here. Hold on a second. Where is my other set? No. Let's see which one's bigger. Like maybe I'll just build a little scene like this with my regular stitched rectangle. I could put the stuff on first and then die cut it so they're stitching on the edge of the mountain as well. Nah, I'm going to just die cut a white panel from this. Use my cardstock. Hold on a second. So the stitch rectangle I'm using is from the set 2 of A2 set of stitched rectangle set 2 is what I'm using to make my little scene. Just give me a second to die cut this out. No, that's too big. Okay, so I did it out of the same watercolor paper, just, I don't know, I felt like it. That's my reason. So I'm thinking I'm going to put these down and then just kind of cut them off a little on the sides. Trying to get all that to... There we go. Like that. On camera better. Oops, I almost threw this almost, and it has all my little things on it. Okay. And that leaves enough sky up above for my sun and my clouds. I could do a little wash of watercolor of blue in the sky. I don't know. I'm not feeling it though. I think I just want to leave it white. Is that weird? I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. Aren't you kind of the queen of clean and simple, Lee? I feel like didn't you like run that challenge? I don't know. I like how they tried too, Roberta. I should be doing some foam or something because these are getting kind of, uneven, but also not feeling like doing that. I don't know. I'm being a rebel today. Let me grab my block to put on here for a second to let this dry. And I am going to have some hanging over mountains that I could even add a few more in there. Exactly. Don just said exactly what I was saying. Yep. Still do, but not for much longer. That's what I thought. So what I was thinking of doing when I was debating about the rectangle and all that was putting these down first and then die cutting it like on a panel. And then I would have the stitching go right over the mountains as well to kind of keep that whole thing going. But I opted not to do that this time. For one thing, with watercolor paper, which is kind of thick, it's thicker than some of my other cardstocks. And if I had several layers of it, the dye may not have made it through it in any way. I might have had some, sadness. Stick that down. Another little mountain there. Why not? Bet it had enough glue on it that it's already sticking. That's funny. Might as well use those pieces up, right? Wrap around the mountains. I think that would have been hard with this paper. I think it would have not folded on itself very easily. Maybe it would have. I don't know. Put a little sun right. Oops. Okay. Glue mess. Look at what I did. Oh my gosh. Hopefully my glue eraser will fix up that mess afterwards. Dirty fingers, messy, messy. I could put a cloud in front of my sun to help with that situation I just created. I feel like I misplaced some clouds. Didn't I have more than 3? Oh, up here. Like, where did they go? I'm gonna get out I'm gonna pop some things up now because I want to. see, I took a little strip here. This cloud is so tiny, it's hard to put just a tiny piece of foam behind it. Little tiny bit of foam on there. Oops, okay, that guy doesn't even want to stay. We won't worry about him. What do you guys think of my glittery nails? They're purple and glittery. I had some kind of sad looking nails and I found some glitter polish in my drawer. I'm like, well, that could do the trick. But I don't know. I guess it was old or something and it was not in good shape. And I used it anyway. It was really goopy and weird. And whether I will ever get this nail polish off again, I have no idea. So I'm just kidding. I'm sure it'll come off, but it was not good. Not a good situation. Whoa, did you see that? Flying clouds. I hear my daughter's home. She wanted to come home earlier, but her mean mom didn't let her. But I want to see if she's feeling okay. One over the mountains? Should I do that? Do you guys like one over the mountains or just leave it at the 3? All right. Let's see. I'm not sure what the saying will be on this yet, but I'm sure I'll find one. I want to see what you guys think of the cloud on the mountain before I move on. So I shall wait. I like 3. Michelle likes 3. Roberta, my dinner the other night, the Yom Kippur dinner, is that what you mean? It was very nice. It was very delicious. It was fun to be with that family. My son's girlfriend is Jewish, and so we're lucky enough to get invited to their holiday meals and stuff sometimes, and I love it. I love to, experience different cultures and stuff. And I'm always in for a good matzo ball soup. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. So should the little trees be behind? I might have done too many trees. I could do them like this kind of, and then put a little message here. And then I have this stuff going on. This is a lot of white on white. I don't know. Maybe I went astray here. I could put a message down below. I might take another colored cardstock panel to put behind there so that it's not so white on white. I don't know. What do you guys think? It needs a river. Yeah, it does. Like right there. I don't think I want a freehand one because I would screw it up. Should I put another tree over here? And do we even want the stems on them? Trunks, I mean. Color frame it with printed paper. That's a good idea. Just a moment here. Yeah, I'm not sure about the messages in the release. Light purple behind panel. That's what I was thinking is light purple, but that's what I always think. I'm very predictable. Let's see. Use stump and smaller to the back of shows. I'm not sure what that means, Dawn. Beautiful as is. Thanks, Karen. You're sweet. You are sweet. Okay, let's see here. Extra clouds. We have to figure out a message. If you guys have any like ideas from other Pink and Main that you're like thinking of that might work, let me know because I'm gonna have to figure that out. I could do just a message strip of some sort. I did just get a new. Hold on a second here. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the vibe for this, but I did just get these message strips, and I could like put a little message strip banner. But let's see. It could just be a thank you card. Thank you for everything. You make my heart happy. So this is older, but it's called Grateful Greetings, and then sentiment strip dies. And I just got this in the mail while I was gone. Thank you is not enough. I mean, those are nice thank yous. That could be what I put. It doesn't have to be a mountain themed message, right? Stumps on trees further away. Gotcha. I think I'm gonna pop up some trees. Did you guys like that one over on that side, or is that a bad idea? I don't know. Hi, Linda. We did an overview of the release earlier in this live, and now I've been trying to make a card with some watercoloring and some die cutting of the new mountains and trees that are in the release, which I love. Actually, I should say the actual names of them. They're called Mountain Range dies and Little Trees dies. Putting a little glue behind here. Popping up that tree. I'm going to do some flat, some popped up. Sometimes I look at it too long and then finally I'm just like, you know what, let's just glue it down and move on. Because I'm sure I'll like it in the end. No, I'm not going to put a river. I don't feel confident that I will make a good river. I think I'd make a really goofy looking river. So I'm not going to do it. You can get these dies and you can make an awesome card with a river and then you can show me and I will love it, I'm sure. But I know it needs a river, but I'm not feeling like I can draw a river. Which I know is just a little squiggle and I'm kind of being silly, but I just bent that to make this stump longer and I'm probably going to be mad at myself for it. Could have got out some hill dies and stuff. Yeah, it's okay. So that one's just kind of like floating up in space because I popped it up, but that's okay. Glue at the bottom. Yeah, river dye, stream puddles. That'd be fun. I don't even know. Maybe that has existed and I just don't even know about it, which is always a possibility. I think I lost one of my tree trunks. Shoot. Oh, here it is. Woo, it's still over here. Crisis averted. I think I'm going to pop up these last couple trees. Yeah, you can overkill for sure. Get out some dimension. Have a couple little pieces left here. My one little square on the sheet, I'm gonna cut down. This live is going on 2 hours. That is crazy. Can't believe a few of you are still here. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That is so kind, actually. I hope you are enjoying this. Okay, tapes off that. Okay. One there and one there. I don't know if that's where we had them when we liked it, but that looks too, does that look too uniform? Ah. Stole the paint off of that one. There, how's that? Okay, so there's that. Now back to our 5x7 card base. Let me look at this for a second, see if there's a panel that would be good to use on this. All this purple makes me so happy. I love it. So this was a, what am I trying to say? This is from my A2 rectangles. And so I'm not sure any of these will kind of look right with it, but let's take a peek and see. Like maybe this one, and then have the purple go down, and then put the message here. I mean, I could also just cut something out instead of using a die, but I have the dies. Oh, I'm always overthinking, Michelle. That's what I'm the best at, is overthinking. Let me cut this in purple and then we can see if we like it. So isn't that pretty? I'm kind of loving that. Now the message, should it be a strip there? I feel like it should be in this space right here, and that purple should just be there. I could even have that more centered like that, and then put some kind of message here. I feel like my fingers are grimy and they're getting all over everything, and it's making me a little not happy. Oh, I could use, but I think it would have to go the other direction is the only thing for the A7. dies. I could use, I had to find a message that fits in it, but I have this center guy that's really good for a message strip right there. You know, look at that. That fits perfectly. Now, somebody find a message that fits in that for me, would you? How about we just look so we can wrap this up. Let's see if any of these guys would work with it. Remember, these were the foilable sheets that I just cut out. I mean, we could just do hello there and call it good. Not roarsome, not dear friend. Happy birthday. Thanks a ton. No. Hello there. Congratulations. Thanks a ton. Thanks. Hello. What do you guys think of that? Hello there. I don't think I have a hello friend. I mean, I'm sure I have one somewhere in something, but thanks, Denise. That's really sweet. It's your day. Was that one of them? It's your day. It's your day. Go wild. Is this a okay? Hello there's perfect. I'm gonna stop. Remember what we were just saying about overthinking? It's your day is a bit longer. I don't know. I kind of like the small little thing there, but should it be bigger? I don't know. Yes, these are foilable sentiments. This is from this foilable pack. And I just cut them up to use as black and white strips, but I could definitely foil that. I'm not sure I want to introduce foil with this card, but I totally could. I almost set that right in my water. That would be bad. All right, let's get this on the card and move on. I love this though. Thank you for inspiring me to watercolor and to make my very first ever 5x7 card. That's kind of funny. Not funny. Fun, not funny. A7, 5x7. I love it. Okay. And then I'm going to pop this panel up. Use my awesome foam tape from Pink and Maine, which is getting smaller and smaller every day. I think I cut that too long. Yes. Purple foil on that would be pretty, wouldn't it? Nah, I don't know. I'm not feeling the sparkle on this card. I'm feeling it's just more of a watercolor, not sparkly. I don't know. I mean, if I don't know that this would have, I mean, I guess I did a few more mountains and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I could have used just as much stuff on an A2 card. So I'm not sure if it takes more work, really. It's just a bigger space. So for some of the products that are bigger, I'm doing weird things with my foam here. Just ignore me. I'm just doing weird things. But anyway, I mean, maybe it takes more work. I don't know. It's just a bigger space. So if you had like some bigger things you wanted to use, it's a good size to be able to use those things. You know what I'm saying? So, and by the way, Brianne, we said it would be Mixed Media Monday after all, but really it's not, because all I did was use one medium, my watercolor pencils. So fail on that. Yes, more real estate. That's exactly how to say it, Denise. Sometimes you don't want more real estate, but sometimes it's kind of handy. Not centered, kind of, sort of. Does that fit? Sorry for my arm. Pop this up too. A little too big. Okay, now where to put this? Oh, you know what? Before I put this down, one thing I like to do on these is take a black marker. I'm just grabbing a black Olo here. Or I could use my Sharpie. Maybe that's what I used before. And just color the side of it just because it's white on the sides. And I just want to have that complete look of black without the white showing. And so I'm just going to take my marker and color that side real quick. All right. I know. Placement decisions. I'll put it right here. There she goes down. Voila. Oh, she's pretty. I want to go to this place. Does this look like where you live, Lee? Because if it is, I'm coming over right now. That makes me happy. I think that's really pretty. And I just love these mountain and tree dies, the 2 new little sets in the October release. They're so cute, so fun. I am still going to make a snowman on this tree. Yeah, I could have colored the side of the tape too. That's a good point. Because you look and you do see that. And now you even see the, well, anyway, I don't need to talk about my blenders, but coloring the side would have been nice. But you can really see it on the message strip. So at least the message strip is completely black. So there is our card. Yay. I thought on my feet and made a card. Who knew I could do that? Maybe I could even go back to craft roulette someday. I don't know. All right. Using this for my mouse. Let's see. I'm going to go back to my face. Thank you guys for being here. Those of you who stuck around for almost 2 hours. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Sparkle on the mountains. Yeah, I could put some down. I don't know. Let's see. All right. I guess that's it. No other questions about anything. So thank you guys for joining me. It was a lot of fun. Again, I don't think I'll be live on Wednesday at 3 Eastern because I need to go on to Bella Crafts for a live. So if you want to join me over there, hopefully I can put a link to it in my Instagram or something so that you can find it. If you haven't joined me on Instagram before, I'm Create with Libby on Instagram. And thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoy the October release from Pink and Maine. I'll be back for sure on this channel on Friday, probably foiling because it's Foil Friday. But who knows? Who knows what I'll make? Who knows? And a reminder that if you wanted to support our fundraiser for Western North Carolina, it is going on through Friday, which is the 25th. So we'll keep selling these after that, but it goes through the 25th. So another reminder about that. So thank you guys again for joining me. I always have fun hanging out with you, and I will see you again soon. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.